Build Your Own Deer Factory. Brought to you by Kubota.
Steve and James, this is one of my favorite topics to discuss when it comes to Build Your Own Deer Factory, and it's food plot. Food plot time here. We were here back in May. We were putting in our warm season plots, and we had some soybeans we got on the ground. This time, it's actually early October out here in western Oklahoma, and we're going to be putting in some buck forage oats. Steve, what has your strategy typically been when it comes to putting in food plots and the time of year you like to do that out here?
Well, I'm looking forward to trying these buck forage oats. I haven't yet. I've tried rye. I've put a lot of triticale and wheat. You know, you kind of use what the farmers use because they know what to put in the ground. And that's what I've used in the past. And I've always wanted to try something maybe a little different, and I haven't tried these yet. So I'm looking forward to trying. I've got a nice plot down there, I think, that would be a perfect spot for them.
Well, James, when you look at cool season versus warm season food plots, there is a difference strategically. Kind of compare and contrast, particularly as it relates to this part of the country, what your strategy needs to be when it comes to food plots.
Well, here, because it's where it is geographically, where you don't get that much rainfall, and your options are very limited. The tried and true ones that we have found, in the warm season we talked about before, with soybeans or cowpeas. When it comes to cool season, we're down to cereal grains, like you've been planting cereal grains. The reason why buck forage oats would be great in this situation is the following. First of all, they're very cold tolerant, and you get snow and you get some really cold weather here. They're very cold tolerant. The other thing is that they have a growth habit that they'll put out 40, 50 tillers, we call them, like runners, and I've never seen them grazed out, so we don't have to worry about fencing them. They're going to be there for the long haul.
Well, we've got the equipment ready to roll here, and like you said, Steve, you've got a couple spots already picked out for us. One thing we're going to deal with, obviously, is weather. It's been raining quite a bit here this week, and that's a great topic of conversation. We'll go down there and take a look at this food plot location we've got picked out, but I want to talk a little bit about making sure you don't make mistakes putting your food plots in. Sometimes guys are in such a rush to get these plots in the ground, you've got to do it right the first time or you're going to pay for it.
A lot of mistakes are made.
Let's go check out that spot.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, it's good to be back here in Oklahoma. It's been a few months since we were here last. In May, we were talking about warm season food plots and our strategy. This time of year, we're actually here, and ideally, we would be putting in our cool season food plots. Ironically, you guys have had more rain in this weather system that just moved through than I think any other system you've had in a couple decades.
You're right.
So needless to say, this plot behind us is one of the spots where we're going to end up putting in some buck forage oats, but it's a little wet today.
Yeah, we'll have to do it another day, but yeah, this is going to be a good spot for it. I'm really looking forward to trying those buck forage oats.
Oh yeah, it's ready to go. I mean, you've got it prepared beautifully. We just need some dry days. But this plot's this is gonna tear them up. This is gonna be a great place. I mean, it's positioned perfectly.
James, it's worth bringing up though, avoiding making mistakes when you can. And sometimes, you know, I know this is true of me.
Yep.
You get in a pinch and you're trying to get your plots in and you rush things. If the conditions aren't quite right, you're gonna wind up paying for it in the long run.
Oh yeah, and one of the biggest mistakes folks make is planting it too early, especially in the South. Everybody likes to plant oats the weekend of dove season. And what happens is they plant them all right, but that little rain that comes in and ruins your dove hunting germinates the oats, and then you don't get a rain again until the last part of September. You need to wait till the proper time. In the South, you need to plant in late September, early October. In the North, you're gonna plant in late August, early September. And we've already seen across the South, periodically we have these massive waves of armyworms. The guys get a beautiful, I've had several calls this year, you've got a beautiful crop of buck forage oats, and then here come the armyworms. And in one day, believe it or not, it's like they're well named. And there's a lot of other things that can get you if you plant too early.
Yeah, so timing is everything.
Absolutely.
Well, Steve, we'll look forward to getting these oats in when the weather permits and the ground dries out a little bit, and I think you'll have a great food source for your whitetail herd here.
Oh, I believe I will. I'm looking forward to trying those.